Hey, good morning, folks. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it very much. We're going to talk about a lot of weather, of course. I think the most interesting thing that's going on in our weather pattern right now is what we call a weather pattern change. You know, we've been very consistent with this lobe of the polar vortex in the eastern part of the U.S. Yeah, for 2 to 3 weeks now, we've been quite cold. A lot of us forget that we were 60 degrees in southern Michigan in early January. So now a rearranging of the upper atmosphere is going to bring a little bit what I would call more heavier precipitation storm systems, more messy storm systems. We could actually get what I would consider our first widespread statewide snowstorm coming up. I don't see it, in the near term, but I do see it maybe out at some point next week. So we'll look at that. Right now, we got 2 light snows to deal with. One coming up for today, coming through now. It's in northern half of lower Michigan. It's entering the Grand Rapids area. In the southeast, your roads are probably going to stay pretty good for the next several hours. Ann Arbor, Detroit area, Jackson, Monroe. But as that snow comes in across the state, things could get a little bit slick. I looked at a lot of the Michigan Department of Transportation cameras, and they do show what looks to be slick roads. So get ready for that. Now, the radar forecast shows that this is probably going to just gradually weaken as it comes into the southeast part of the state. This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll just call it off and on light snow everywhere today is probably the best way to call it. This is this evening. You know, when you see those darker blues, like by Muskegon, that can be a lake-induced mesovortex that can bring in a little burst of renewed snow. It's a dirty snow pattern, just random snow showers. Until tomorrow morning, we do get, as the Arctic front comes through, you see there a rather small area in the southwest part of the state with some snow. And then here comes the Arctic front during the day. It blows through, a little bit of a lake effect Friday night around the Grand Traverse region. And that should pretty much come to an end as the Arctic high pressure builds in. Hey, good morning to everybody. Purple Girl, good morning from cold, cloudy Celine. Yep. Good morning, Mason and Richard. Carl and Lennox, good morning. Henry and Mima. And Justin from St. Joe, good morning. Thanks for checking in, Justin. All right, so into the future, you will see the pattern change coming. So here's our Arctic front for tomorrow, and then a large area of Arctic high pressure builds in. That's generally a fairly sunny pattern, a light wind pattern eventually, and a very cold pattern. By Monday morning, we wake up to a southwesterly wind, starting to warm our temperatures, heading toward the freezing mark. Tuesday looks like our first day that we could go to 35 or so, although tomorrow we will make it to about freezing as well. Hey, Mark Marlowe, good morning to you. And, well, I bet your deliveries have been kind of a mess with this weather pattern. So when is the next storm system? And it comes from a different direction. You see it right there. It's been showing up. It's around next, I've been saying Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Thursday, Friday it looks like. And yes, that pink you see is freezing rain in the forecast, but we won't get too upset just yet. We will keep an eye on that. And this one wants to have a double barrel low pressure system, the second one following up that. That would be interesting if that would verify. That would be a snowstorm for the southeast half of lower Michigan. And as we go out, look, the storm system's now coming from the west-southwest, and they will be packed with moisture, and it will get fairly interesting as we go into late next week and beyond. So snowfall today, I'd call it an inch. And then we go through tomorrow, and you see 2 inches forecasted in Lansing and Jackson, Flint, Saginaw. So I think 1 to 3 inches, and if you're in the northern half, you're more likely on the 2 and 3 inch perspective. But let's just have a little fun here. Now remember, we don't really, believe a snowfall forecast out a week or so in advance, but I just want to show you the potential for storm systems that come from the west-southwest versus coming straight out of the north with the Arctic air that really has no moisture in it. So we'll run this out. I'll take some heat from other meteorologists. You shouldn't show that just yet, but you are smarter to know that there will be some adjustments. So we go through next week, not too much snow. Carter liked the morning article on transition. Yeah, check it out. So this is that system on next Thursday, Friday. Yeah, it looks like a 3 to 6 incher. And then that second system. So in other words, we're going to start to have all of these swaths of snow and messy precipitation heading our way. All right, now today is balmy, maybe. Manistee, 32. Honor, 33. Other places, mid-20s. Tomorrow, a lot of us get to the freezing mark, maybe 33, maybe 34 degrees. And then we go to Saturday and it turns colder. Not as cold as the last 2 weekends, but real close. And then Sunday, back to the 20s, so still pretty cold. Monday, Grand Rapids, 34. Ludington 34, Manistee 34, Traverse City 34. Tuesday into the 30s, maybe some approaching 40 degrees if we could get some sunshine. And then Wednesday, setting us up for a temperature configuration that would produce accumulating snow. Now this is Saturday morning, so you can plan on below zero weather from about Traverse City over to Alpena, the coldest in the Gaylord, Grayling area, also in the Thumb, and then elsewhere 1 or 2 degrees above zero. Sunday morning is cold as well, and then as we dig ourselves out of the Arctic air on the weekend, early next week, looks a little bit better for starting temperatures into the 20s. So I think the sneaky thing here is that we do have slick roads developing today, and then especially tomorrow, it looks like, during the morning hours. So be careful there. Bundle up for the weekend and get ready for the weather ride that we call second half of February and March. And sometimes if the storm track is active at the same time as we get into that period, it can be quite a messy time period for travel. So we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure you always stay updated at mlive.com/weather, and we'll just try to keep ahead of Mother Nature. Take care.